These headlines came off a magazine cover with topics about allergies, love stories, and more. You'll be very surprised when you find out what magazine it was. Nothing exotic, nothing crazy. And I'm going to show you how I turned all of those headlines into hooks for selling email copywriting services to Christian therapists. Stick with me, and you'll do this in just 2 minutes as well. Magazine covers are the most tested copy on earth. Editors live and die by what sells on the rack. Every word fought to be there, even in the digital version these days. So we don't steal the topic, we steal the shape. And here's the part nobody expects: it works even better when the cover of the magazine has absolutely nothing to do with your niche, with your specialty. When it's off topic, your brain stops arguing with the words and just sees the pattern. This is magazines.com. This is something that I've taught over the years. And though the format has changed on the website, sometimes you'll see just one cover, sometimes you'll see a few that you can look at. But it doesn't matter. One good magazine cover is worth at least 5 headlines. I just showed you 4 from one magazine cover. So here's how it works. We are in magazines.com. We just go right here to magazines and look at all these different kinds of magazines: animals, pets, business, hobbies, lifestyle, humor, so many different kinds of magazines. All we have to do is choose one. We're going to go with business and finance. So we click on that and we start to see the vast array of magazines that are available. And just follow your gut. Look for something that catches your eye. And today I'm going to work with this one, Success Magazine, with Tamron Hall on the cover. And then I'm going to show you the other one, the one I just got the first headlines for. Let me show you where those came from. Might surprise you. So we'll go again to magazines, and we're going to go to women's magazines. Click on that. And as we look down the line, there was one that caught my eye. Right here, even though it looks like a holiday one. Reader's Digest. And here's the thing, not on all now. It used to be on all the magazines that you could do this, but there's still quite a few on magazines.com, or when you click on the cover, look what happens. You see 4 covers total, 3 past covers and the one on display. And this one caught my eye right here because I love dogs. And could you recognize some of the first ones? None of this has anything to do with therapists. Okay, we got a dog and cat cover. We have Tamron Hall talking about her television show. Nothing whatsoever to do with Christian therapists. And that's the point. We're going to use AI to take it a step further and come up with some really great headline ideas. I'm going very slowly here so you can just get an idea. We're not going to buy anything on magazines.com, by the way. Just ignore this whole side of the page. We're just using it as a giant swipe file for headline ideas. I got this idea to update my training on this because someone in my mentorship was talking about how she was seeing ideas for headlines everywhere. She suddenly realized they were all over the place. I call it marketing in the wild. And this is something so spectacular now when you see how fast we can do something when we bring AI into the mix. So let's do that next. So here we are in one of my AI tools that I love, and that is Claude. Now, you could do this in ChatGPT, but I like Claude because I think Claude is really a good writer. When we were looking at the Reader's Digest, you can right click on any of the images on the magazine cover and you can copy image, right? So that's what I did, or you could save the image. And now in Claude, we're going to paste it in, and there it is. And we're going to give Claude my topic in one sentence. I'm borrowing a topic from someone that I work with. Here's the whole prompt. Here's my topic. Look at these headlines on these covers, or on the cover I show you, and pick the most swipe-worthy one and rewrite each one for my topic. Show me the original, then use an arrow to point to my version under it. And so that's what you want. We want the original first, then my version under it, and you're going to see the structure. And that's what's really going to be amazing about this. I'm going to talk to Claude, and I do highly encourage you to use voice when you're doing this. And so here we go. My topic is writing email sequences for Christian therapists. I would like you to take this cover, pick the most swipe-worthy ones off of it for my topic to promote my writing emails for Christian therapists, and rewrite each one for my topic. It could be for a sales page, it could be for an email topic, it could be for social media. With a really strong hook, then show me the original and then use an arrow to point to it underneath my version of it, and give me the structure that you are using to create the new headline. And if you have any questions, just let me know. And we're going to go ahead and send that to Claude. And let's see what Claude does with these. So we gave it the cover. And before, when I taught this years ago, had to think it up yourself. Had to come up with your own version. But here's what Claude's doing. Here are the swipe-worthy headlines I pulled from that cover, rewritten for your email sequence offer for Christian therapists. And again, I borrowed the topic for someone that I work with. Social media hook, 20 emails Christian therapists already have inside. They just don't know it yet. And the original, 20 most trusted home brands, your top pick. And the structure it used was number plus owned asset hidden in plain sight, plus identity-based reframe, swaps the most trusted brands, external authority, for internal authority the reader already possesses. And there we go. The next one was lost and found. The clients who almost left and what one email changed. The original was Lost and Found, a miracle love story, on the cover of the Reader's Digest. And here's the structure. Borrowed emotional container, Lost and Found, plus stake-specific result, plus implicit before and after, and all in one line. The colon creates a story beat that demands a click. And then we have when adult onset email avoidance attacks and what to do about it. And the original is when adult onset allergies attack. Lifted the parenthetical structure verbatim, swapped out the symptom, naming a condition, email avoidance, makes the reader feel diagnosed, not judged. Perfect for therapists who overthink marketing. The social media hook. These Christian therapists have a beef with their email list, and honestly, fair. And the original, these farmers have a beef. Audience substitution, plus relatable grievance, plus disarming validation. And honestly, fair is the pattern interrupt. I love a little parenthetic, I call them nudges, that you can put into your headlines or even in your copy. And it signals you're on their side before the pitch begins. And oh my gosh, look at how many it did. Let's see, what's our next one? Email subject line. How to write email sequences that don't sound like you swallowed a marketing textbook. No kidding. And the original was how to be funnier. No kidding. So the how-to and desired outcome, plus specific fear neutralized, plus parenthetical callback, the nudge, the parenthetical no kidding works double duty here, humor and credibility all at the same time. And the sales page subhead could be forever friends with your followers, the email strategy that keeps clients coming back. Original, forever friends, Patches and Floyd. Wordplay headline plus colon bridge plus benefit statement. The pun creates warmth and memorability. Good for a therapist audience that values relational language over clinical distance. Now, I'm not sure I agree with that one. And so I'm going to actually tell Claude, hey, these are pretty good, but I'm not thinking the forever reference, as in a furry little creature, is going to work really well for be understood clearly for a therapist that's going at things from a biblical perspective. So I'm not really feeling that one. Could you take another run at that one for us and let's see what you come up with? Sended our message. Now, while Claude's thinking this is something that's really important when you're using AI in any way, shape, or form, that you can push back. You don't have to go with everything it tells you. There's some great ones here, some really excellent potentials. And you'll find each time, if you were to do this again, because I tested this earlier, I got completely different headlines. You have so many things that you can work with. And so here's what it did. Good call. Let me swap that one out. Forever friends with your future clients, the email strategy that turns seekers into the people you were called to serve. Forever friends keeps the phonetic rhythm of the original without the pet reference. Call to serve, grounded in a vocation language. It resonates deeply with the faith-based therapist identity. This isn't just marketing, it's stewardship of their calling. And it talked about keeping that alliteration, but landing in a completely different territory. Call to serve does a lot of the heavy lifting for a therapist who sees their practice as ministry. And so this is how you can see the structure. Not only are you getting these copy elements from magazine covers, but you're also being taught by AI. You're learning from it the structure. Why? What's it looking for? What is it noticing? And the more you do this kind of work with AI, the more you have these real conversations, not just trying to give it some perfect prompt, but having an exchange of ideas, an exchange of thoughts, an actual conversation. The more it's going to help you, the faster you're going to be able to move forward. There was another cover I showed you that had the C-suite things with Tamron Hall. And so 8 tips that work in the C-suite was on that cover. Could become 5 emails that fill a Christian counselor's wait list. There's so many ideas with all of this. And you don't need a brand brief for this or to understand everything about how you're going to represent in your business online. It's 3 things: who you help, what you sell, and what changes for them. 1 sentence. The covers and AI do the rest. So I hope this is giving you some great ideas of how you can use magazines.com. There's an endless supply of ideas there. And so the next time you're staring at a blank page, don't start from nothing. Pull up a cover that has nothing to do with you. Just randomly select one and let proven headlines hand you the shape of your headlines. Now, if you'd like to learn how to do this with my help, along with creating more of that findability factor, because these headlines are what helps to make you findable, memorable, discoverable, all of those things. And so if you'd like help with how to do this for yourself, I'm going to put the links in the description. I have a couple different options of how you can be learning to do this with my help, with the feedback that I give on coaching calls, for example. And something that's so important now to be found not just by humans who happen to stumble across some of your content that you're probably going a little crazy creating, trying to keep enough of it out there, but to have a lasting and enduring way to be found online by both humans, by AI, by search. When people are searching in Google, you may have noticed things are really changing along those lines. And I've already been helping several of my clients learn how to do this for themselves with remarkable results. And I've seen it for myself as well. So just check in the description for the links. I'm happy to share them with you. If you have any questions, let me know. And as always, I do believe in you. This is Tina Lorenz. Until next time, I'll talk to you again soon.